clicked through to this video, there's a fair chance that you're thinking about making your first big investment into a road bike. Or if you're like me, you've sold your high-end road bike because you needed to pocket some cash, and with 10 years of road bike buying experience, you've realised that you can buy something pretty epic for under $3,000. But this story is perhaps a little bit different to say what you might be expecting. 10 years ago, when I was looking to make my first road bike buying decision, I had a similar budget of just under $3,000, but a lot less wisdom about the invaluable factors that come into play when purchasing a road bike. 10 years ago, I was focused specifically on price. I was filtering by cheapest, I was looking for the discounted products, and all I really wanted was a carbon fiber road bike with Shimano gearing. Don't ask me why, it just kind of sounded good. But a lot has changed in 10 years. I now know what is important. What are the invaluable factors that come into play when purchasing a road bike for under $3,000? And I want to share some of those factors with you right now. Firstly, analyze your needs. Think about what type of bike riding you're going to be doing and be honest. Don't buy a climbing bike if you live on flat sealed roads. Don't buy an aerodynamic race machine if you live in the Himalayas. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of people make these mistakes. So when I thought about my needs, the type of riding that I'm going to be doing over the next 12 to 24 months includes bunch riding on flat sealed roads, beach cruising with friends, might blend in some criteriums on a flat sealed course, and I might do 1 or 2 Fondos events with some hill climbs, but nothing major. So now I have my requirements, what's next? Instead of shopping online, get a relationship with your local bike shop and be an advisor, not a buyer. Yes, shopping online will enable you to buy cheaper frames and components, but the consideration for you is, will shopping online actually cost you more in the long run? I've written a full piece about that, which I've linked to below this video. To give you a bit of context into that, I'm going to provide 5 examples of some of the value-added services my local bike shop gave me when I was purchasing this bike. Number 1, they helped me sell my old road bike by providing advice on price points and features I could focus on selling to potential buyers to get the bike sold ASAP. 2, they worked hand in hand with me to build a custom bike, from waiting for the right frame to sourcing all the components at a fair price. 3, I had tweaks and changes that were needed only a few weeks after I rolled out the door. I could take the bike back and get things changed and fixed at no cost and at convenience. Number 4, the bike has a warranty through the store. So I know for peace of mind, I've got a convenient location I can take this bike back to if I have any issues. And number 5, having a relationship with my local bike shop means I've got somewhere to go on a weekly basis to get advice on whether it be the bike or bike riding or new gadgets, whatever it may be. That component is an invaluable asset that will support your bike riding journey for the long term. Once you've identified your bike shop, and I provided a checklist for identifying the right bike shop in an article about this bike, which is linked to below this video, it's now time to advise them on your needs. I wanted a bike that was aerodynamic on the flats, looked pleasing to the eye, and had robust enough gearing to manage, say, criterium racing and fast bunch riding. So my bike shop helped me source this specialized LA Sprint limited edition graffiti frame. So aerodynamic road bike, tick. Eye-catching appeal, tick. Being familiar with the lower end of Shimano's componentry range, say Sora, Tiagra, 105 and Ultegra. For mine, the buck stops at 105. So that's what we added to this bike. With a blended alloy specialized cockpit area, we had $300 left over for some wheels. Now, as being a bit cheeky, I strongly expressed my desire to my local bike shop, even though we only had $300, to get some nice eye-catching wheels. So I spoke with Damien, who's a store owner, and he went sourcing on my behalf. He spoke to distributors and manufacturers to identify if there was anyone out there that had maybe some excess stock for some inexpensive deeper dish wheels at $300. After a week of assessing the market, Damien gave me a call. He'd found a set of 30mm alloy clincher road wheels which were going to make the bike pop. Only weeks later, and I had a couple of problems to solve. Despite the fact that I knew my fit dimensions and the wheels came from a reputable brand, I needed help from my local bike shop only weeks after I had departed with my new bike. Firstly, the LA Sprint geometry is slightly different to my previous road bike, which was a tarmac. So we needed to change the stem from 110mm back to 100. Having a relationship with my local bike shop meant that I could swap it out at no cost. Secondly, the wheels looked good, but they didn't ride well. I won't name names because even the best wheel companies have defects, and I may have just been unlucky in this instance. Quick test at my local bike shop, Hampton Cycles, and they agreed the wheels needed to go. So an hour later, after speaking to my local bike shop about the stem and about the wheels, I walked out the door with a brand new stem, brand new set of ever so reliable Fulcrum 5 racing wheels, and tune gears at no cost and in a convenient manner for my own self. The last bit of advice I'd like to give you if you're going to buy a road bike, say $3,000 or under, is you can get the foundations right, which are the frame and the components, but you're probably less likely to be able to spend a lot on wheels. Now, wheels are a lot easier and a lot more convenient for you to be able to swap out yourself, and they'll completely transform your bike, whereas frame and components are a little bit more difficult. So getting the foundations right, frame and components, is what I would be doing up front. And then wheels, whilst these Fulcrum 5 wheels are great, longer term, I want to put a nice set of deeper dish carbon wheels on it, and that will completely finish this bike off and give me a bike riding companion for years to come. So ultimately, if you're looking for a road bike for under $3,000 or less, don't focus specifically on price, on discounts. Really focus on what are your unique requirements, and then once you've identified what they are, establish a relationship with a local store that can support your bike riding needs and will build something that's unique for you.